record this video. So I'd like to introduce you what is cost of quality. This is a language. Like we have discussed before, the language of employees are things, but language of management is money, is cost. Because if you can reduce costs a lot so that you can bring more profit to the shareholders. So after you taking this course, quality management course with me, I hope you can clear up the what we call myth by the public that when cost increases, price has to be increased. Even in my university, somebody from the buzzer office says the same thing. Okay, cost increase. The subscription for journals also increase. Clinics, the hub cost increase. Everything increase. So we need to increase the fee. Why don't we convert those non-value added into value added so that at least we can maintain the price, the fees? Or if we find by eliminating the non-value added into value added, we convert non-value added to the value added, if we can get more profit, why don't we reduce the price so that we become more competitive? We can bring more new customers to us. If you remember what happened previously when oil price increases, everybody keep increase the price, even Mama restaurant increase the teh tarik. But the cost of milk and sugar that relates to the transportation cost is very minimal. And now people start going to zero sugar or less sugar. By that, their cost should be reduced, but they take this opportunity to increase the price. Why? Because of the myth by the public. When cost increase, the price should be increased. But again, as I mentioned, Dr. Genichi Taguchi said, cost is not to be calculated, but cost is to be reduced. Maybe different language, accountant and engineers. Engineers think about reduce cost, but accountant thinks about to calculate the cost. Same goes to politician, government, and industry player. We are thinking about how to reduce manpower. That's why we go to automation. What is the purpose of Industry 4.0? We want to bring IoT, robotic, and so on, because we want to replace human with robot. So that we just invest on buying the new robot, rather than we spend more money on maintaining the human health, and then the problem with human attitude and so on. But the politician looking forward to bring more jobs. That's the always miscommunication between engineers and manufacturers and government, as well as engineers and accountant. That's about language people are speaking. So for ourselves, we need to communicate the impact of quality in the language that everybody will understand, particularly the top management, as well as the employees. How to speak in terms of ringgit so that everybody will understand. Maybe for the management, they want to see how cost reduction can give them more profit, annual profit. or maybe when we want to talk about quality improvement, Lean Six Sigma initiative, for example, if we want to convince the Lean Six Sigma activity can just give them 10,000 ringgit monthly, while the revenue for the company is 500 million, is nothing. So it's a waste of time. So if you can convince the top management, maybe you can help them to cut quarter of the cost, maybe. Or you want to give them quarter or half of the revenue, annual revenue. So the top management will convince your activities. So if you want to make improvement, or maybe Lean Six Sigma improvement, you must combine all the activities so that the combination of cost reduction from the activities can show or can convince in terms of impact to the company, to the management. Okay, so that's on the management. But for the employees, they are like things. So why do you convert their things to ringgit? Maybe if you can help company on the cost improvement, you will get the portion of the cost reduced. This is what is Toyota doing. They share the benefits. Okay, if you help me, you claim you can help me to reduce from 90 million overtime a year. By this improvement, we can reduce the overtime maybe 10%. So 10% of 9 million. How much? 900,000, right? So maybe consists of how many employees? So if they can convert that into bonus, that's good news. They don't have to spend more time for overtime, but they also get their money for helping company to improve the process and reduce overtime. So by doing that, the employee will convince. The top management also convinced. We help the top management to eliminate that 90 million cost for overtime, and employees also happy because they get their bonus for helping company to reduce the cost for overtime. So we have to think the same language with the employees when we want, and management when we want to talk about this issue. However, calculation of the quality costs, and we publicize the cost of quality, actually doesn't solve the quality problem. But it helps us for improvement. This is the among hidden costs of quality. Maybe this is for the software industry, because we see that we see here testing costs, licenses,
bugs.
Yeah, bugs. Yeah. The above part is what we see, what we observe. But here is hidden. As you see here, 80% may be hidden. You just observe 20%. So if you just do firefight, you just solve this, but you forget what is hidden. So what is cost of quality? Cost of quality is cost exists because of poor quality. Poor quality because of what? Because of our weakness on the control activities to prevent or to detect poor quality, or our failure to respond when we have quality problem. And then we just live like that. There are people think that, okay, I also heard from your discussion just now, one of your friend mentioned that when we have quality problem, we fix the problem. So it doesn't in line with do it right in the first time. When you have to fix the problem, it's extra cost for you, where you have to pay for the workers. The employees that should do the process activities, value-added activities, then now you divert the employees to do the repair or work in progress. Time, or I pay them overtime, cost overtime again. Happen. So everything, when we have problem with the quality, maybe on the Toyota production system, they introduced Jidoka. Jidoka means we stop when we have problem. You can browse the internet. What is Jidoka means? When we have problem, we stop, then we fix the problem first. We stop, then fix the problem. After problem being fixed, then we proceed, so that we do not carry the defect. But again, how many Jidoka happen per day, that will reflect our efficiency, because it affects the cycle time. Understand quality cost enables you to understand the hidden costs that I mentioned just now. 80% are the hidden costs. And we can reduce or eliminate the unnecessary costs. We can prevent problem from happening again. And this is management responsibility. Basically, in practice, this is the quality cost estimator. For manufacturing, around 25%. Service industry, 35%. Service industry is higher. Shall industry, you are facility management. Facility management cost is higher than manufacturing, because you have other things. Because you have perceived quality to be fulfilled.
Yeah.
That's a problem. A variation of people, the expectation is different. But manufacturing, we can design the quality easily. Before we have product, we can design. Even the processors, we can design. For example, we can use Taguchi method to optimize the processors. So that's why the quality cost for manufacturing is lesser than the service. For service, of course, we can design the quality before we have the service in place. For example, hotel, we can plan for the quality, but there are a lot variation after that. So we have to categorize. We have to categorize the quality cost for getting better understanding. Management, like money, management will give special attention if we can convert quality into the monetary. I think two of you who are entrepreneur here, you might agree with me. If anything you can convert to money, then you will like it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Even time, if you give day off, annual leave to your staff, then if you can count the value for the annual leave you're given to the company, then you convert it into the benefit you're giving to the employees, you are very happy, because you can show, okay, how much I give you, although your salary is less, but this is the value I'm giving you. Am I right?
Yeah.
So that's your language.
Working only 9 months aja, Prof.
9 months working.
Pay 13 month salary.
30 months salary.
Working only 9 months but pay salary 13 month.
30 months.
Yep.
Yeah, you have calculated that.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, 9 months we write down here. 9 months working, 30 months,
1 3, Prof. 13-month salary.
13 months,
13 month.
13
Instead of
months
12, instead of
salary.
12 month. Yeah.
Okay, Idlan, what's your opinion? I think you are running family business, eh?
No, doctor.
Not you.
No, haven't go. I
Okay.
mean, I haven't officially entered.
But your father is running the business. You just stay at it.
Yeah.
Sharinol, can you see now the young generation? He don't want to
Yeah.
have the father running the business.
That's why I decided that my son are not following me. And then this business is not to be transferred to the family.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. 9 months working, you pay 13 months salary, including the benefits.
Yeah.
And this 30 months is your headache, and this 9 months is the celebration to your employees. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
So Idlan shock ke Idlan? How come 9 month
Yes.
work 13 month salary?
Yeah. How
So
come?
you calculate Monday to Friday, and then deduct the holiday, and you will derive only 9 month working day. And so exclude all the holiday, exclude all the MC, 14 days MC, 21 days on annual leave. So you only get you only work 9 months. And then paying salary is equivalent to 13 days. 30.
Yeah.
I mean you been paid for Saturday and Sunday. So and then plus the Hari Raya, there is wajib bonus. Whether you gain profit or not profit, you need to contribute. So that is a 13 months paid.
Oh.
Okay. You got the idea, eh? Izati, do you understand?
Yeah.
Izati? And another one? Hidayah. Peter, are you following us?
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay. So quality costing is one of the tool for company to provide initial assessment and hard evidence that improvement is needed. Because now, maybe these two entrepreneurs in this class, they don't have problem to convince anybody because they are waiting people to convince them. But if you are working with the company, you can see there is improvement needed, but you want to convince the management that you need improvement. So you need to convince them in terms of their language, which is monetary. That's why you have to present cost of quality rather than you talk about efficiency. Engineer like to talk about efficiency, like to talk about what? Time, turnaround time, if you are talking about industrial engineering and so on. Or maybe power to weight ratio when we talk about car. So why don't we convert those into money? For example, car, power to weight ratio. We convert in terms of fuel cost to the maybe distance they can go. Am I right, Sharinon?
Yeah.
And what else? Turnaround time. Turnaround time patient at the emergency. So maybe we can based on the salary of the patient. So for example, 4 hour patient has to wait at the emergency department. Then if the patient is not given MC, they have to go back to the company to work. So 4 hour plus maybe another 2 hour for traffic, 6 hour altogether is cost to the company as well as cost to the society. Because the society will get benefit from the effort. Yes?
Unpredictable effort. If they get MC, so it's been clear that they are not working for only 2 hours. Because they
Yeah.
already not working for 6 hours. When they got MC, so they just add another 2 hours and they take holiday. I mean, they take leave.
But
They come back to office, so it already lost 6 hours.
yeah, but if they're given MC, 2 hours is the benefit only to the patient
Yeah,
because 6 hours they spend at the emergency.
yeah.
So this with the doctor is practical. Why don't they give 2 days MC instead of 1 day MC?
I'm the MC.
But it's a loss to the company as well because 2 days the patient is not the people is not working.
Yeah,
And with the cost of quality, easy for the company to monitor the effectiveness of the quality improvement because we can make comparison quality cost versus maybe the revenue. And we can use this as generic term by the senior management. Management like to talk in this language. Shareholder, maybe bank institution and so on. So because they understand the implication of quality in terms of money. And cost of quality failure is calculated as percentage of profit or annual turnover or revenue, annual revenue. So we can convert this into ratio. Right? How much cost quality failure divide by profit. So the percentage of that, we know that this is the cost of poor quality. So everybody will easily understand when we speak in this language. And also, the benefit is greater accuracy in evaluation and forecasting resource, justification for investment, in the prevention and appraisal of failure, prevention and appraisal, ability to cost and compare performance across the department because we're speaking in the one language only, and identify, prioritize the activities based on cost, how much it costs, and then the impact to the cost of poor quality into annual turnover. Ability to set cost reduction target, produce local data for ISO maybe, enable decision about quality, objective. Maybe we can use this for promoting TQM, for promoting quality improvement and so on. So what is cost of quality? Cost of quality is defined as cost that associated with non-achievement of product or services. Cost associated with the non-achievement is failure. In simple terms, quality cost is the cost of poor product or poor services. I think in your PMA, you have to explain this, right? You have to show the effect of cost of poor quality in your PMA. So cost of poor quality, you can add such as design costs, production costs, maintenance, inspection, and so on. You can add up this cost of poor quality to the actual cost of design, actual cost for production, and so on. And quality costs cross department boundaries but involve all activities in the organization. For example, if it involves marketing, purchasing, design, and so on. And if you remember to Dr. Crosby mentioned just now, this morning, on the price of non-conformance. Price of non-conformance is the cost of poor quality. And Dr. Crosby and Dr. Johan term this as cost of quality. So cost of quality refer to cost associated to the poor quality of product and services. So Dr. Crosby is very famous with his quotation, quality is free. Quality is free. Why quality is free? System for causing quality is prevention. Anything that improve quality is prevention. Maybe if we do the testing, maybe we do the ISO implementation, maybe.
Or we can term it is bonus.
No,
Cannot.
this
Like-
is prevention cost.
Oh, it's prevention cost. It's not bonus. Like quality is free. That is
No. Means here, quality is free. It's like kind of generic statement. He want to show that if we spend more on the prevention initially, so for the long run, we'll see that we don't have to pay anything for quality.
I see.
For example, when we design processors or we design product, if we can instill the robustness before we have the prototype, during maybe on paper design. For example, if you want to design overhead projector, so what is the risk of failure for the overhead projector? It's the bulb blow. So how to make the bulb last longer? We have to reduce the heat. So how to reduce the heat? Improve the heat transfer. How to improve the heat transfer? The fan to display the heat. So if we can optimize the heat transfer with the fan, including the angle of attack for the blades and speed of rotation of the fan, as well as the watt power into the fan motor towards the heat generated by the bulb and the system inside the overhead projector, if we can optimize that, and as a result, the projector heat can sustain so that the bulb can last longer, so we can get robust overhead projector. But we do that before we have the prototype. So maybe we do this in the calculation, in the simulation, or if we want to do the mock-up, we can build a mock-up using paper, then test the fan using, maybe we use a simple fan, a miniature for testing, and then we do robust optimization with the noise factor maybe. So by doing that, we are designed for quality, so we don't spend much money for the design for quality. Then we use the optimum parameter for our real prototype because we have designed that. So definitely, if during a robust assessment we pass because we do the verification of our optimized parameter, so definitely the result we get a similar result for the prototype and the actual product that we market to the customer. So that's how I mentioned the quality is free, because we just invest only on the prevention, not the appraisal. What is the appraisal cost? Appraisal cost when problem happening. That's what Dr. Genichi Taguchi said, loss to society. So warranty is a cost. That's why big company, which the brand or the quality level is recognized, they work with the insurance company for the warranty. If you buy BMW today, of course you have to pay the insurance as well, but it is hidden with the price of the car. The service for 5 years is free, except for the wiper and the disc brake. Am I right? Do you know that? BMW? Why? Because they engage with the insurance company. Insurance company pay for the cost of maintenance. And of course, the insurance company know the model for making money out of that. And why insurance company accept that deal with the BMW? Because they confidence that the quality is there. The risk, because insurance company deal with risk. The risk is lesser for that particular product. Same goes to Apple, what we call it, Apple Care. When we buy Apple after second year, we can pay for the insurance for extra 1 year Apple Care service. That is insurance. We paid for the insurance company actually. Even Sony, even Panasonic TV, if I'm not mistaken, they pay to the insurance company. Why? Because of risk is less. Risk of failure is less. So because risk of the appraisal cost is less. So that's why quality is free. Because they have spent the cost for prevention just long time before. Maybe before the product is burst. Before the first product bursts. And after that, they just enjoy the benefit of no reject, no defect, no warranty claim, and so on. So that's why quality is free. The performance standard must be zero defect, not close enough. Zero defect means Six Sigma. As I mentioned just now, Japanese company, then so they cannot accept if there is one defect per day out of 1 million production. It means that what? They expect 7 Sigma instead of 6 Sigma. 7 Sigma. The measurement of quality is the price of non-conformance. Because we have to measure the quality because we have problem. So anything that is measured for quality rather than prevention for failure, when we have to measure the quality means we have to do the quality control, we have to do the SPC, because we know that we are going to have reject. Is learned. For example, yesterday we went to the factory, I show you 107, right? 107 or 170 defect. And the highest defect happened between 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 36 defect. Those are those data obtained from the quality measurement by the quality control. And that is price as well. They have to pay because they have to hire the quality controller and time for the workers to do the quality control because they don't believe, they don't trust on the quality. So that is a price for non-conformance. Cost of quality is only the measure of operational performance. Quality is free. It's not a gift, but it's free. What costs money are inequality things, all the action that involve not doing job right in the first time. So this is under total quality management perspective. Customer want highest quality product. Improve quality, exceed customer expectation will generate more revenue that exceed the cost of quality. This is by company. This is by company. This is by customer. So everybody will get the benefit because quality is free. Because the company just invest on the appraisal, on the prevention cost before the product is birthed. That's the ideal. You think that this is very ideal, but in the world-class manufacturing, this is what they are doing. That's why BMW, that's why Panasonic, that's why Sony, they can prove to the insurance company that their risk is very less, so that insurance company can offer them insurance as a warranty to the customer. Insurance get the benefit, sell the insurance to the company, but to the customer, sorry, but the customer will not claim for the insurance because no failure. Apple Care give insurance. Why? They confirm, they can guarantee there will be no failure to the product. So they get free money from the customer. If you notice, if you buy Japanese brand, you do have to test, particularly the electronic or electrical goods. You do have to test the goods. Why? Because it's quality. Dr. Edward Denning proposed that by improving quality, it will reduce cost and increase profit. Quality can be and should be improved continuously by Kaizen. So you see this plot, total revenues and costs. This is the revenues. So if we increase quality further, we can increase the revenues. But maybe this is opposite than what Sharino's opinion this morning. He said that when we improve quality, it's incurred costs. But if you look at to this slide, the prevention costs, if we can invest on the prevention costs, maybe in the future, we can eliminate the appraisal costs. So when the appraisal cost eliminated, then the cost is free. So the cost is reducing if the quality is increases. So you will find that as the quality increases, your profit will be increased. But again, don't be greedy, because better you get volume rather than you are so greedy to get more profit because your competitor is around. So why don't you maintain the same profit, but because of your non-value added has been reduced, you reduce the price so you can get good competition in the market. Profit is maximized at the optimum quality level. So there are optimum quality level when we talk in terms of return on quality. So we have to analyze where is our optimum quality level for our company. And the optimum quality level is always achieved before maximum attainable profit is reached. So this is our revenue. It is kind of log or exponential. Cost is exponent, right? This one is maybe inverse exponent. Okay, whatever. So this is your revenue, it's like this. But your cost is exponential because maybe we need to invest on the technology and so on if we want to increase the quality further. So we have to invest, but our revenue is reducing because of maybe the technology life cycle. So we have to analyze this in our company, cost versus revenue. So we have to check where is the optimum point to give us good profit. Because we have to admit that in the competitive world, we cannot just maintain at this stage. So we need to invest in terms of technology, in terms of so on, because we want to maintain our position in the competition. This is by Feigenbaum. Feigenbaum also explained on the quality cost. Quality cost is, he divided quality cost into three. Appraisal cost, when you have failure, you have problem, then you have to bear the cost called appraisal cost, cost of repair, cost for inspection, and so on. Prevention cost is the cost to prevent the failure. Maybe cost for do the robust assessment, for example. Cost for maybe testing simulation in the computer. Or maybe you have to hire university to help you on the CAD key. Before you have the actual prototype, we do the crash test, for example, using CAD key. CAD key means computer aided design and computer aided engineering. And when we have failure, how much is the failure cost? If the car, for example, in warranty, we have to bring back the car to the service center. We have to pay for the tow truck. We have to provide temporary car for the customer, manage the family if they're stranded at the highway. So those are the failure costs that a company has to bear. Not to mention, if you remember Proton Wajah 20 years ago, when they had problem with a power window, and that power window problem has damaged the brand reputation. So those are the failure costs. So prevention cost is a cost to achieve good quality incurred during design, as I mentioned just now. Appraisal cost, measure, testing, and analyze. And this happened both when we after we have the prototype, or after we have the failure. Cost of poor quality, internal failure, maybe reject, as we see yesterday, Izhan, they have 170 failure, so they have to scrap, they have to rework. This is a bad thing. Even to scrap also not a good thing. For example, when the director said, no problem for the compressor is the heart of the aircon. When we have problem with the compressor, reject compressor, we can scrap the compressor. We can melt, and then we can melt back the compressor. But still, scrap is a cost. Or maybe we have to sell as price reduce. Brand off. We send to the brand off outlet and so on. It's a cost. And this one is not too much, but this one is the tsunami to the company. For example, power window. When it reach customer complaining, and then they bring into their social media, and it affect the confidence of the potential buyer. Because, for example, car, for example, laptop, when we want to buy the new one, because those gadgets are very expensive, even smartphone. So we want to read the review. Nowadays it's very transparent with the social media. So if they have bad comment, they will post in the social media. Even Shopee, online shopping. Before you buy things, you will read the feedback from the buyer, right? The remark from the buyer. So those also cost. Not just cost for the return for the warranty claim, but cost loss of sale is huge. So cost because of external failure cost is 10,000 times compared to the cost internal failure. But whatever it is, this one plus this one is cost of poor quality. So what is the prevention cost? Prevention cost during product design, cost for development, cost for design, software, simulation software cost, CAD key. We send the material because we want to test the material for bill of material. Maybe we send to the lab testing. That's the prevention cost as well. Process cost, training. Maybe we train our employees for prevention the failure. Information, data. These are among prevention costs. Design review, equipment, field testing, survey, customer, voice of customer survey. You do quality at your dojo. Salesperson evaluation, review, pilot project, right? Everything. Prototype testing. And appraisal cost, inspection and testing. So when we have failure, we also inspect and test. When we have maybe first prototype, when we have prototype, we want to check that what we have simulated in this simulation is okay, in line with the actual one. We do the crash test, for example. We do in quality, we have FMEA, failure mode effect analysis. We have risk priority number. So of course, during the design, we calculate the risk priority number. Then we want to verify that in the actual place. So we test the prototype. So that's the inspection cost. Of course, we have to pay for, we have to rent the test equipment, operator, and so on. These are among appraisal costs. Again, this come together either before we launch the product to the market, or if we receive complaint from the customers, then we want to verify the complaints, for example. This happened when I worked with Proton before, way back in 1997, 96. I still remember the car was Proton Satria. The problem, when the driver drove the car at the highway, the mileage was just 500 kilometers, something like that, less than 1,000. Suddenly, the camshaft broken, and it was punctured to the bonnet of the car. You imagine you are driving at the highway and your car is still new. Suddenly, your camshaft broken, and that was big issue during our morning market. And of course, the quality department has to accept the blame, and then the quality department investigate the problem. That's appraisal cost, because they have to send the camshaft to the lab, check, and finally they discovered that the failure because of the very fine hairline scratch on the camshaft. You know, as mechanic, if you are a mechanical engineer, you will understand this. When we have hairline scratch on the component that exposed to the high temperature and high stress because of twist, because it is rotating. So high stress, high temperature, so the stress will concentrate at that hairline, and then it's broken over there. Why it's happened? You have to investigate everything, do the audit and so on. Then they realized that there was a record before the car was delivered to the customer. The engine was overhauled. Maybe WIP, work in progress. They did repair in the process before they assemble the engine to the car. You imagine, surprisingly, you thought that when you buy a new car, that's totally new engine. Sometimes because of the poor quality during the process, the engine has to be overhauled. And then happen to be the mechanic, maybe they wore a ring or watch scratch to the crankshaft. By right, they should wear glove. To wear glove, there is a, actually I learned this 2 years ago, not when I work with Proton. 2 years ago, when I was sent by the government for Look East policy training in Japan. Then my instructor, first day, we were taught how to wear glove. First layer, cotton glove. That's first layer. Second layer, plastic glove. Third layer, again, cotton glove. Why? For the safety. Again, for the product. Because we want to avoid, if there's anything, the product will not scratch. So that's on the appraisal cost, training, shipping, inspection, receiving all this inspection, calibration, and so on. Those are the appraisal, audit, and so on. Document checking, diagram checking. And internal failure costs, scrap, rework, WIP, work in progress, is also rework. It's rework. Process failure, downtime, shutdown to fix problem. Jidoka is a cost. We stop to fix the problem, there's a cost. So, for example, in Toyota, when the workers pull the andong is a cord, pull the andong, the yellow cord, then the red light will come out, and then in the Murica is the display board, big display board in the factory will tell station number 50 has a problem. So the supervisor will attend the station number 50 to see the problem. Because of this is cost, so the line will not stop immediately. The system will slow down the line. To enable the supervisor, the operator to fix the problem. After a certain period of time, if they realize that they cannot fix the problem, the system will stop the line. And then the management in the office will get the alarm to tell them we have problem. So we have to do the Genchi Genbutsu, fix the problem. But slow down, because the slowdown, they do not count that as cost. But once it is totally stopped, how long until the production can resume, there's a cost. So they will calculate this to the cost of quality. Price downgrading, but we like it because we can buy the branded shirt at the brand of outlet. And in Malaysia, we have Rijal shop. Is that Rijal shop still exists now in Malaysia? We go to the maybe Mitsui outlet to get the price downgrading. Maybe Johor, GPS Johor, JPO, Johor Premium Outlet, or Kerti Highland to buy the price downgrading items. So this is cost of failure. External, this is 10,000 times cost. Customer complaint cost, cost for investigate, respond, complain, product return cost, warranty claim cost, product liability cost, lost sale cost. Defect, scrap, rework, inspection, return, warranty, quality assurance, prevention cost, appraisal, external failure, internal failure. Those are cost of quality. Okay, if you look at to this curve, quality related costs, and as you see here, the prevention cost is actually this line, and this is appraisal cost, and this is failure cost. The failure cost is higher than the appraisal and prevention cost. But if we can spend only on the prevention, it's good enough because we don't have failure. If you look at here, before we improve the cost of quality, this is what we spend for the failure cost. External, of course, is greater than the internal. And then when you have failure, so maybe you have to repair, whether it is in the internal or external. And then you have to do the appraisal. you spend more cost for these three, 1, 2, 3, maybe because of you kind of stingy for the prevention. You could have put on the prevention. So you thought that, oh, prevention is very expensive. I cannot afford to pay for the prevention cost. But later on, you will be burdened with these three costs, especially the repair cost and failure cost. Why quality is free? Because if you can increase the prevention cost indirectly or freely, you will get your appraisal cost, repair cost, and failure cost reduced. And as you see here, because of these three cost reducers, although you have increased the prevention cost, but your total cost reduced. This is a benefit of the investment for the prevention cost. You can read by your own on this, on the conformance and non-conformance and so on. So prevention cost, correction and failure. Failure is bigger. So why don't we reduce this by increasing this prevention? 1, 10, 100 rule. 1 ringgit spent prevention, we save 10 ringgit on appraisal, 100 ringgit on failure. 1 ringgit spent on prevention will save 10 ringgit on appraisal, 100 ringgit failure cost. Okay. This rule help one to prioritize expenditure on prevention, which is sure to bring greater return. The earlier you detect and prevent a defect, more you can save. If you catch 2 cent resistor before you use it and throw it away, you lose 2 cent. But if you don't find it until you have been soldered into the computer component, it may cost 10 ringgit to repair the part, because the resistor only cost you 2 cent. But you do not notice the defect on the resistor, on the component, then you solder it to the computer part, you have to spend 10 ringgit to repair. If you don't notice the problem until the computer bought by the customer will come to the service center, maybe you need 5,000 ringgit to repair, because it includes 2 other costs. This is what cause of loss or quality loss function by Dr. Gerichi Takushi. As you see here, when it is with customer, the cost is huge. This is difficulties in using quality cost. The resistance. The management may not believe on this. Maybe some management, they don't believe on the possibility of improvement. Quality cost is demanding. It requires a lot of data. Again, in line with what Dr. Deming said, in 1930s, actually. Dr. Deming mentioned in 1930s that companies need to analyze the data, convert the data into information so that we can do the quality improvement. So nowadays we have data logging, we have IoT, big data era now. So we have to make use of our data to give us quality information. Other limitation does not resolve quality problem. Quality cost is not resolve the quality problem. Does not provide specific action. Vulnerable to short-term mismanagement. Difficult to match the effort. Subject to major error. May neglect important and include inappropriate costs. This is the step for implement quality cost. Preventing poor quality. Who responsible, how to do this. So you have to find out the answer. This is how to prevent poor quality. Data collection is very important. Data here. Measurement. So you have to understand your product, understand the process, understand where problem occur, precisely what goes wrong. So this relate to the what I mentioned this morning. I write down here. Kenchi Genbutsu. Go to the product. So we know the product, the processes, what is actually happening, as fire why, and then countermeasure is how, so that we can precisely know what's going wrong. And again, to communicate with the management, we have to convert this into cost. This is management responsibility. Okay, I don't want to talk about ABC and so on. Okay.